Universal Studios Great Britain was confirmed last week, but since then, more has been revealed. And by the end of this video, my friends and I will present a full hypothesis of what to expect within this theme park, including rides, roller coasters. Rides and roller coasters probably fall under the same thing, shows, and something very special for the UK. Yeah, we've spent way too much time looking at this picture. Furthermore, hit the like button if you'd like to see these two on more videos. And whilst you're there, we are on the way to 5,000 subscribers. So if you are feeling generous, please do consider subscribing to join the pre-5K club. That's what I'm now saying. Thanks so much. Enjoy the video. Now, starting with the Hollywood area, the Main Street style entrance part, you see a big ball, also known as the Universal Globe. And what I believe will be the biggest draw to this area is a James Bond stunt show. Sources have suggested this is highly likely to be coming to the park, though I'm not sure how much I trust those sources. The Sun is not known for being the most reputable source. Don't even get much light from it in the UK, come on. What I am confident in, however, is that we'd get some sort of show here, as evidenced by pretty much every other Universal park in the world. On top of that, they're probably gonna have a prop shop and normal shops. So we move on to the first land with rides. And the first one being a mini land. I call it a mini land because it's quite small. Heavily rumoured to be a Paddington themed area, but this is very much a children's area with small rides and perhaps a play area. I'm sure the theme is therefore yet to be determined, but Paddington's the front runner. It's a quick little bear. Marcus, tell them what we've got next.
Hello, Sam's video here on YouTube. Sorry, wait, I'm eating a Kit Kat. 1 second.
I hate that guy.
So the Back to the Future roller coaster, what do we know about it? Do we even know that it's confirmed to be Back to the Future? I think we're about 80 to 90% sure. If you zoom in on some of the buildings in the square, you can pretty much match them up to the actual real life movie sets. Some of the rooftops and whatnot. Yeah, we've gone that deep. The coaster itself, I've seen a lot of people talking about whether it will have spinning carriages like the Hollywood Drift coaster that's being built. That kind of would make sense, because if the train was just sat forwards and you went up that massive spike and then you came backwards and went through that huge upside down overbank turn, all facing backwards, that might throw you around a bit too much as a rider if you weren't on a spinning carriage. We could be looking at a spinning launched coaster where the carriages could be themed to DeLoreans. I think there would be such a missed opportunity to make a Back to the Future coaster that doesn't have coaster carriages themed to DeLoreans. I think it's going to have dark ride scenes. It's going to be a wicked coaster.
No, it ain't. It's Back to the Future. Moving on to the next land, which almost 100% looks to be a Jurassic Park or most likely Jurassic World themed area, because the architecture resembles that of what you get at almost every other Universal Studios park. But the main thing that stands out about this one is no river adventure. It doesn't look like they're going to be building a water ride. What they do seem to be building is a large scale dark ride, which is something that the UK has really never seen, or at least not to this scale. So this will be by far the most impressive and high level dark ride that we've ever had. And with it being very similar looking to the one you get at Universal Studios Beijing, if you're to do a side-by-side comparison of the show building, looks very similar. And therefore what we can expect from this is a high intensity dark ride. Not just a dark ride that meanders through a story. We're looking at a dark ride that is going to throw us into the action and actually replicate high intensity action-packed scenes. We're going to be running away from dinosaurs. We're going to be bashed about by dinosaurs. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm 99% sure there will be dinosaurs. Then moving round even further, you've got the next large-scale roller coaster, and this is the green one, and I have a bit of a hypothesis as to what I think this will be, because when you look at the quite large-scale sprawling layout for the roller coaster, this could be a flying coaster. And at first I did think this was a bit of a long shot and a pipe dream for me, but then I compared what the layout of this looks like vaguely to what the layout of Flying Dinosaur looks like, and does look like this could be a realistic option. And it'd make sense given that it's a coaster type that Universal have already implemented very successfully at one of their theme parks. So as an early prediction, I'm saying that this could be a flying coaster, probably by B&M, very similar to that of Flying Dinosaur at Universal Studios Japan. Dan disagrees. He thinks it's going to be something else, a wing coaster. So comment below, who do you think's more likely to be right, me or Dan? And if you have any other ideas, feel free to let me know as well, because this is what speculation's all about. Waterworld. And some believe this to be where the heavily rumoured James Bond stunt show would be. However, when you look at the concept art, it does look almost identical to what can be found on park maps as Waterworld. That has been duplicated across all of the Universal Studios parks except Florida. Furthermore, Waterworld in Universal Studios Singapore is actually situated within their Jurassic World area of the park, which would make sense when you look at this. That is very close, if not within, Jurassic World. And this next land has been heavily up for debate since the initial announcement, probably due to it being the most vague in appearance. So it was all very speculative from me until I spoke to this next guy who seemingly has it all figured out.
Could that area right there with the sort of castle looking thing with the warehouse or building behind it, and then this other area that looks a bit like a swamp, could that be a Shrek-themed area? I don't know, because at first I'm pretty sold on it. Of course, that little castle at the front looks exactly like the Poison Apple pub from Shrek 2 that I have not watched, so please don't kill me in the comments. And the other area could be Shrek Swamp. But is that just a placeholder for a Lord of the Rings area or something a bit bigger? Because, I don't know, something feels off about it. And I don't know what. And it would make sense because Shrek is a little bit of an older IP. I know there's a new film coming out and people do love Shrek, but I don't know.
Okay, maybe he's not figured it out. Despicable, the next and final large area within this concept art, looks to be Minions, which again would make sense because this is a classic. It's at all of the other Universal parks, so it's most likely to come here. It makes sense to balance it out with another family-friendly area, and that's where we bring in the Minions. First thing that jumps out, yellow roller coaster, looks to be smaller than the other two. Curveball, people have said that this could be a theming piece, which when you look at Universal Studios Beijing, there is some realisticness to this, potential truth to this, because over there, the outdoor roller coaster is actually just theming, and the actual roller coaster that you can ride, the Doopy-Doo or whatever it's called roller coaster, is within the show building underneath it. So could that be the same here? Hopefully, because we get a lot of rain. At first, looking at the concept art, I thought there wasn't going to be any dark ride or Minion mayhem within this area, which would be a bit strange because all the others, again, have at least Minion mayhem. But when you look closely, that show building does look like it could be home to some mayhem in the Minions or a smaller scale dark ride. Either way, I believe we're getting 2 rides in that area. And then lastly, the big surprise that I hinted at the beginning of the video, Universal Studios have trademarked Halloween Horror Nights in the UK. So could we be getting a Halloween event in 6 years' time? I think so. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And that's all, folks. If you haven't already, go and check out Digital Dan, Thrill Riders, and their new podcast, The Field. Well, it's not that new anymore, but it's still good. Thanks so much for watching, and like the video. Ciao, legends.
That was good, wasn't it? Please, sir, can we have some more? You don't have to call me sir. But here's your link. Click it. Sir Punalot would sound cool though.